Hey guys, this is Justin.
And Joy.
We got another great episode in store for you today.
So, are you a lander or a cruiser? And you need to listen in order to find out what that
Yep. If
means.
you want to know what we're talking about, make sure you tune in.
It's real, raw, and uncut. Like, there's no sugarcoating. We're real about it. If you're real people, message us. Real, raw, and uncut.
What's up, everybody? This is Justin.
And Joy.
And welcome back to another episode of the Real, Raw, and Uncut podcast. Super excited to be with you here again today. Hope you've been doing great since the last episode. And if you're loving the show, do us a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button here on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. And if you're really loving the show, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. If you haven't followed us yet on social media, you can at the official Justin Ford. You can also find Joy right on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, as well as TikTok. And we got another great episode in store for you today. But before we get into that, I do want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by our friends over at Next Door Lending. Next Door Lending is a team of professionals that believe everyone should be treated as if they live next door. The founders and team members have more than 150 years of combined loan experience, helping clients all over the country choose the best loan program to help you accomplish your goals. Next Door Lending is currently licensed in over 26 states and has a team of over 100 loan officers specializing in helping you get the best rate and terms. And so whether you're looking to refinance your home or you're looking to purchase your next home, call my friends over at Next Door Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. We just got back from a great vacation.
Yeah, our first family cruise.
Yeah, first cruise we've ever been on. And it was awesome. And we want to do an episode and talk to you about
How to cruise.
and the experience, because we know that we've heard a lot from people about cruises even before we took this cruise, and we never really wanted to go on a cruise.
We were not cruisers. Justin and I were like, just keep us on land. There's no reason to be just sailing around in the sea, in the ocean. And I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if we would get sick or how would we feel. And so we just were like, we're just landers. We're not
Landers.
cruisers.
Is that a landers or cruisers? Okay, that must be a new term. I think.
I think I
Never
just
heard
made
that one.
But
Might be new.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we usually normally go on a trip right before Christmas. So we always go the week before Christmas, and we normally just go to a warm place and do like an all-inclusive resort.
Mhm.
We've been to a couple different places in Mexico. We've been to the Dominican, and this year we're like, you know what? Or last year we're like, let's just try something different.
Right.
And so we've got a family that we like to do vacations with from Montreal. We went to Portugal last summer with them, which was amazing. And we're like, you know, let's go on another trip. And initially we didn't plan on doing a cruise. Remember, it was like, hey, let's
No.
just go to Mexico.
Yeah, meet us in Mexico, basically. They were going to meet us there, and we were just going to stay at the same resort. And then they were like, hey, we're going to do this cruise. Join us. And we're like, it's of course the biggest and best cruise there is.
Yeah, we didn't know it at the time
We
until
didn't
we figured it out, but it was awesome. And so we did a 7 days, 7 nights, 8 days
Yep.
Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas trip
Oh, my word.
from Cape Canaveral out of Florida down to
Port Canaveral.
whatever.
Same thing.
Port Canaveral, Cape
Oh,
Canaveral. I think
maybe,
it's the
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
From down to St. Thomas and then to St. Martin and then back,
Yeah, I was supposed to also stop at Coco Cay in Bahamas, but
which is their
private
personal
island.
private island.
But
That didn't
weather
happen
got
due
in
to
the
weather,
way.
but
Mhm.
But we want to talk to you today about becoming a cruiser, because now we're hooked, and I don't ever want to go back to a lander. I don't want to be a lander
lander.
anymore. I want to stay a cruiser. And so if you've been on a cruise, you know what we're talking about. But this is really for those that have never been cruisers. You know,
Yeah,
I'm blown away.
I know.
So we
And,
want
and a smart way of cruising, because we're not, like I'm not there. Like, we really were cautious on how we spent and what that all looked like. And there's so many tips and ways of doing cruising without breaking the bank.
yeah, because
Right?
I think if you don't know going into it, you're gonna definitely, you know,
Fall into the trap of
you might fall into the
spending
trap
all this
of
money.
yeah,
You
when
don't
you really don't need to.
to.
So the family that we went with, they're cruisers, and they've been on quite a few cruises. And so we went on this cruise, and I think, I've heard things, I've heard about cruises, and most people have always said they love cruising.
Mhm.
And Jonathan, John Haddad, who is with Next Door Lending. He's been on the show often. He went on the same exact cruise that we did like a week
But
before. And I remember seeing his videos, but I also remember talking to him before I went and him just talking about how amazing it was and just the wow experience. And I think the thing that got me right away was when we walked onto the ship before it took off. We're like, it's the day we're getting there. It was Sunday. And we walk onto that ship and I
it's
was just,
very intimidating, huh?
well, it wasn't intimidating. I was just blown away. I'm like, this looks like a mall. Like it right when we walked in, all the
Mm,
lights, all the stores, all the stuff. I was like, wow, it
mm.
was pretty
We were
awesome.
wowed as soon as we got on that
I
ship.
wowed right away.
The welcome people, like
Oh,
everything
yeah,
was
the
top
experience was
notch.
amazing. So we could be all over the board on this episode, but I think we're just going to get right into some of the things that you really like, Joyce. So what were some of the things that you loved about cruising?
I love that there was so much entertainment. There were so many things. So not all my family like to sit by the pool and get tan and relax. A lot. Some of them like to be indoors and watch a show or all the other amenities that they had other than just sit at the pool and sit at the beach.
The pickleball, basketball, ice skating,
Oh my gosh.
shows,
Shows,
pools, water
comedy
slides,
shows.
comedy,
I mean,
jazz,
something going on all
Broadway,
the time.
all the time.
That was
Yeah,
one of my favorites. Was all the entertainment.
all the entertainment. One of my favorite things was all the food.
What's
40 different restaurants or places to eat on this ship. And unless you were upgrading to different dinings, you had a meal and drink package that basically got you as much food as you wanted. And the one thing that I loved, which is a little bit different than going to an all
inclusive?
inclusive, was all the food was amazing. Whereas sometimes when you go on an all inclusive, certain food is amazing. We never had one bad
No,
meal.
I will say this.
So good.
I will say this about the food. The Mexican food was not good.
I
I'm
didn't even
like,
have Mexican food.
if you would have tried it, you'd be like, this is a zero.
Why?
It just tasted like the guacamole came from like a tube, and it just nothing was that wasn't fresh. Which I was preparing myself to know that this Mexican food was not going to be great. Now I want to go on a cruise where we stop in Mexico and have some authentic food because I do love some good Mexican food. And when we go to the resorts, that's like number one thing. So I will say all of the food minus the Mexican for me because I am half Mexican. Of course, I'm gonna like judge it. It was but they had great
So I
Thai
can't.
food. They had
Oh, I
great
had Thai food,
crepes. They had
Indian food,
pizza.
lobster tails, steak.
Yeah, everything
I
else.
mean,
Everything was amazing, but the
yeah.
Mexican not
So the
really good.
food for me, 10 out of 10. I didn't have the Mexican food, so I can't be negative about it.
Not
But
negative. It's just my review. I
well,
mean, it's not going to be
it
all
was a
great.
negative review. It wasn't a
It
positive
was a
review.
negative
Yeah,
review.
yeah.
Right.
So my review of the food though was amazing. What was another thing that you
Okay.
loved about the experience and the ship?
I loved that we had a time for dining for dinner. So my friend Natasha from Montreal, she was the one that coordinated everything. So again, that's probably why we'd never cruise because there's so many things going on. We would have known. So she came in like a boss, like this is what we're doing. This is this and that.
She had a
She
coordinated shows
yeah,
picked
she
out.
did planned everything. And so she had reserved my time dining, which is included. So you don't have to pay for the extra dinner. So it's like we all sit there at 6:45. We're dressed and we have a dinner together every single day. And whether we were together all day or we weren't together all day, this was a time to connect and talk about what happened, what we did, if we didn't do all the same things. And I loved that. And we had the same server and the same drink person every single day.
And it was, I mean, the service on this ship was 5 stars. I mean, it was
Yeah.
I was blown away at the level of service on this ship. And here's why. What we found out was the Star of the Seas is the newest, biggest cruise ship. And there are 3,000 crew members.
Mm,
3,000 crew members on this ship. A total of 10,000 people because there's 7,000
people.
people on top of the crew members. So there's about 10,000 people on this ship, which is just crazy to think. And nobody on the ship that was a crew member was a new hire. All
Yeah.
the people that were on the ship they pulled from other ships. And what the guy had told us, his name was Antonio, he was our server. He said the reason why is we pulled people who were experienced in every area that they worked, so nobody had to be trained or taught what to do.
Right, they just hired the experience. They just
They
made
just
them even better.
Yeah, I mean, and it was
Mhm.
so everybody on the ship. I mean, they had a Starbucks, a legit one, not just like one that served Starbucks coffee,
No, a
but a
real
legit
Starbucks.
Starbucks. And by day two, and my order is usually pretty complicated. It's not just like oh, let me get an Americano with cream.
Mm.
No, it's like,
It's a whole thing.
it's a whole thing. And this lady knew my order by heart on day two.
Mhm.
The people knew us by name.
And I
You,
will say
that was
Starbucks
really
is not
awesome.
included in the beverage package. So like I purchased the Wi-Fi and the beverage package, the non-alcoholic. And so that was like you get smoothies and shakes and pina coladas and
And
all that.
coffee and
And
espresso and all
coffee and
that from a
espresso.
different place.
But Starbucks was definitely not included. So I will let you know. You can go without the beverage package and there's still great drinks with
Oh,
like
yeah.
punch and orange juice, apple juice, waters,
Yeah.
teas, coffee. Starbucks you got to pay daily.
Yeah, and
And
I'm
so
bougie
just
when it comes to
FYI.
my coffee, so I love my specific coffee drink,
Yeah.
so I was willing to pay,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like I had to
It
pay.
was the same amount, maybe two, maybe a dollar or
It
two
was a little bit
higher.
more, and you get to still pay for it with your Starbucks card, so that was
Mhm.
kinda cool. But the level of service on this ship was amazing, and when you
Mhm.
think of 3,000 crew members, I mean, there were people in every way, shape, or form working on this ship, and what I was blown away about was how they run this operation
Mm.
of this ship 7 days a week, every week for
7
the
months.
for the crew. Yeah, it's a 7 months. This is the crazy thing too, is all the crew members who were on the ship sign a 7 month contract and they're on the ship for 7 months straight and they never get a day off.
They get time off each day.
They get time off each day, but don't get a day off. So they work
Right.
4 hours in the morning, they get 4 hours in the middle of the day off, and then they work 4 hours at night. So they're doing 8 hours a day, but they're getting 4 hours. Like
And they can get off the boat and go tour the town if they're off
if
for
they're
2. They
if
can,
they're if they're in their downtime for that
yeah.
4 hours,
Mhm.
but they don't leave. Like they work every single day. They sign up for 7 months, and then they get 2 months off, and then they come back another 7 months.
Yeah.
Which to me, I'm like, there's no way I could ever be on that ship for 7 months straight. That would be insane. And they're constantly at sea because when we got there, it was a Sunday. We got there, we sailed, we came back on a Sunday.
Mhm.
We were off the ship by 9 a.m. and they were already loading people back on the ship. Like at
Cleaning the bedrooms, everything was already being cleaned out,
they were
ready to go for
loading
the
people
next
back on
boat
the
of
ship for
people.
the new cruise at like 11
And
a.m.
they were going to Mexico.
And they were going to
I
Mexico.
almost was gonna hide in the closet and stay, like, try to go to Mexico the next one.
But it was like crazy to think that they were
Yeah.
it's a 7 day a week
It's a well
operation.
it's a well-oiled machine for sure, the
Yeah.
way they run that,
Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
So one of the other things too when it comes to cruising is we heard, well, being seasick.
Yeah, exactly. And so our experience, especially and with our kids, we were fine until
I think
about day 6.
right when
And
we
we
were
were
leaving
really in the
right when
middle
we
of the
were
sea.
leaving St. Martin, that's when it
We were
started.
like mid-ocean, like really
We had
way
just
deep
left St.
in there.
Martin. Well, we were leaving St. Martin and we were heading back to the US. And that evening, when we because we pulled off at around 4,
Mhm.
and when we pulled off at 4 and we were sailing back out,
We started feeling a lot more movement.
there was a lot of movement
A
because the
lot of
seas
movement.
were really rough. And you got to remember this ship is so massive
Mm.
that you almost think that it wouldn't feel like you wouldn't feel it, the movement. But it was definitely hitting hard that night. And that's when I first started to feel like wobbly.
Yeah, we both like literally luckily it was at night and we both got into bed and I was like, "Man, it's been moving around a lot." So as we laid there, we can feel it and then I was like, "I might need to put a patch on or something." And he,
What's a
he felt
patch?
like
Yeah,
the little
you
thing to
gotta tell
help.
them what that is
Well,
though.
I don't know. I've never done it, but it's
Patch
like
could be a
helps with
nicotine patch that you're trying to,
like
fix.
motion sickness. And so we're laying there and he's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling like I was starting to feel a little nauseated." And then I'm like, "Let's just go to bed. Let's just force us off to bed." So we went to bed like kind of early, I guess.
Yep.
And we're fine by morning.
But then
I
we
mean,
woke up the next day and we were still in rough waters because
yeah.
that's when we were going to a couple of other shows. And I remember looking out the window and you could see like the clouds moving up and down because you were going back and forth.
Yeah,
But what was so cool is when you're out on the decks and you can see the sea, you're out in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy how the sea changes. Like meaning like you could be in this section of sea for a while and the waves are just really strong. And then
Mhm.
like in 2 hours you're in calm seas. But it's the same ocean, just obviously you're not in the same spot.
Yeah.
So if you're sensitive to
Motion
motion
sickness.
sickness, you can get these patches that Joy's talking about, and you put them on like
Back in your
behind your
ear.
ear, and I guess it
Our friend's
helps.
husband had it on the minute he got on that boat.
Yeah, he
He was
kept it
nervous
on.
about it.
Yeah.
So
But other than that, the whole experience was amazing. The customer service was amazing. The ship was amazing. You never felt like there wasn't something to do because they had different things going on all day, every day.
Yeah, so
Into
it's
the
like, if you
night,
don't
they
wanna be
had
in
a
the sun, you can come in and do Family Feud. They
yeah,
had a comedy club after 10, like, they had a
they
lot
had
of
a
adult stuff after
nightclub,
10.
like literally nightclub for partying up till 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
They have a casino.
Mhm.
They had a sports bar where you could watch games.
Play pool.
They had, yeah, pool, ping pong, pickleball, basketball, like
They had an adult area pool where 18 and up, but it was pretty crowded and I was too much, so we never even went in there. But a lot of times kids were running around with other friends they made and they would just be running around that ship and
yeah.
parents are doing their own
They
thing,
have
like
a
whatever.
whole Surfside, I think it was called, a whole kids area where it was just all kids stuff. They have this thing called Central Park, which
Mhm,
has over 30,000 real plants and flowers in it,
mhm.
which was amazing. And so if you're a vacationer and you've never experienced a cruise, we highly recommend checking it out. And what I've learned about the
Right.
different cruises is Royal Caribbean, I think from what I've heard is just like it's that next level. So if you have a family, definitely, see when, if you're going to go on a cruise, when the best time would be to go and look for the best packages. But if it's just husband and wife, I heard Royal Caribbean might not, I mean, they do have some, but like there's some other cruises that are
Mm,
more adult focused.
mhm,
Or I think it's Celebrity Cruise, which is owned by Royal Caribbean.
mhm.
We saw
They
them
were
dock
parked
next
next
to
yeah, they
us.
were docked next to us.
We were in the St. Martin, and I guess they're more of like an all adult
Yeah, they're
cruise.
less kid friendly, but, I just feel like the cruise was it was fit for families, for adults, for old people, like, they were in their
Young people, there's
wheelchairs, like
everybody. Yeah, it was awesome. So we're already looking at our next cruise. We're looking to go to the Mediterranean in the summer, which, I think cruising moving forward is the way to go because you get to stop in different places. Whereas if you just go to a regular vacation place, you're stuck there the whole time. Which I
yeah.
guess like if you were going somewhere
I
specific,
still like all inclusive places, but this is just a different kind of experience. And our kids have been talking about it for a while and like and finally go and do it.
yeah,
It was great.
and they loved it.
They loved it too.
So yeah, so we just wanted to hop on here, share a little bit about our cruise experience, tell you a little bit about it, and then
Oh, and I will say this. When my girlfriend that went on the trip with us, when we booked this, we got a Black Friday deal. So it was literally like half the price for us all to go. And so like we needed two rooms,
yeah, we
family of
needed two
five. So we
rooms.
got a room, the kids got their room.
Yep.
And it pretty much it ended up being about the same cost as an all inclusive. Um, so it really is worth it to find like a Black Friday deal when you're trying to book a cruise, and you don't need the drink package unless you really feel like you need it. There's plenty of things to drink, that's included. All the meals, you don't need the high end fancy restaurants to pay for. The food that's all included literally is like perfect.
Yeah,
So, and you don't need to purchase every photo they take of you.
and they do
It's
take a lot of
$25
photos.
per photo. You can look at them and laugh, but like
They're
using our
make
own photos.
and what's crazy is they're making bank. Like
People
they're
love these photos. People listen, this is what makes me laugh so hard. You get on this cruise and they have backdrops of the cruise or like of the ocean. I'm like, you can look outside and take a photo, but people love to like take these photos and like I
yeah,
just was like, I'm blown away that people pay for these photos that
it
are
was a lot.
indoor
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot.
when it's like beautiful outside.
Couple quick fun facts about the ship we were on before we go.
Mhm.
They make 70,000 meals a day.
Oh, yeah, I know.
70,000. They go through 30,000 eggs, 2,000 loaves of bread. They make over 1,000 pizzas just out of this one pizza place.
Oh, the pizza's the best.
Crazy. They have their own water sanitary filtration plant on the ship. So all the water that's being used comes from the ocean, and all the waste from people using the bathrooms, by the time it goes through their filtration system, you could drink it. Now they don't give you that as drinking water, but that's how they cleanse it, and then they disperse it into the ocean.
Mm.
Um, they have the boat operates on this system to where this thing spins and causes the boat, no matter where people are on the ship, to always be weighed out perfectly, so it's not really tossing back and forth even in regular waters. The elevators are ran by AI, so you push what floor you're going on, it tells you what elevator to go to, and then it determines who's going where. It's kind of crazy.
Mm.
um the ship has like all these amazing systems and mechanics that cause it to run efficiently every day. I mean, it's just crazy. Look up, Google fun facts about the Star of the Seas ship, and it will just blow you away. I mean, it took 3 years to build the ship, and
Now I
it's
think about
just
it, I should have bought the package for you to like tour behind the scenes.
oh yeah,
I
they
think
do
you and
have a
Natasha would have loved
yeah,
that.
they have a package that
We'll
you
have to
can
look into
buy,
it.
and they'll
So
take you on the tour of kind of
behind the
behind the
scenes.
scenes where the crew members go. But there's like a whole It's just crazy. I mean, I was blown away. I was like, wow, this is awesome.
So
So
what's this one word that you can sum up this cruise?
it's wow.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty wow.
Yep.
So
So that's it, guys. We highly recommend go be a cruiser. There is, again, if you don't like seasickness, you can get the patches, which will eliminate that. I highly recommend it, though. It was so much fun. And if you have a family, go take a cruise. And even if you don't have kids yet, go take a cruise and enjoy it. It was good.
and we didn't talk about why you're wearing this hat, did you?
Oh, because
Yeah, we got it from St. Martin.
I get white boy burnt. And so I wear
This
this
helps you.
hat to help my neck and my nose from getting burnt.
Yeah, it did a pretty good job.
Yeah. What was your one word to sum up the?
No, wow. I
Oh,
can
so both you.
It was a
word?
wowzer.
It's my word. Wowzer. Okay.
Wowza.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Real Raw and Uncut. Hopefully, you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to share it with a friend or somebody that you know that might be considering going on a cruise. If you have any questions or you want to connect, feel free to reach out to us. You can find us on social media, or you can shoot us a DM on social media, or shoot us an email, justin@justin4team.com, joy@justin4team.com. We're here to give you some advice, answer any questions that you might have. But again, thanks for tuning in to this episode. Before we wrap up today, we do want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by our friends over at Next Door Lending. Next Door Lending is not just the sponsor of the show. This is our official mortgage partner of the Justin Ford Real Estate Team. They have over 1,200 five-star reviews, a perfect A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If you're looking to refinance, maybe take some cash out, lower your interest rate, call our friends over at Next Door Lending. If you're looking to purchase a home here in 2026, then you need to get pre-approved, call our friends over at Next Door Lending. Or if you are a real estate agent looking for a great mortgage lender, call our friends over at Next Door Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. Two things we always like to leave you with. Number one, it's not how you start. What matters is how you finish. And number two, with God, all things are possible. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.